Welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. Here we go. Cancers. Let's get into this. We're going to do oracles and tarot. Okay. Thank you to all of you who have supported this channel. I really appreciate it. Remember, not everything will resonate. Take what does and leave the rest. Take what helps you to help yourself and leave the rest for somebody else if it's just not fitting. Don't make it fit. Let it go. Here we go. Cancers. Talking right away. Okay. In the upright. Okay. Oh, interesting. This card, Queen of Pentacles, is from another deck. Tucked in here. Something very grounded. You're very networked. The Tower, the Six of Swords, the Nine of Swords. And I'm hearing that's a reminder for you that you're very networked if you're worried about something. Don't be worried about that. You are very networked. You are very capable. You have done a lot of work. Maybe you think some of your networking connections aren't going to pull through for you, but there's some sort of situation where you feel like you've given a lot to these connections, but they don't give to you, and some sadness there. But I am getting a sense of you do have these connections. You have worked hard. You have made a difference. You are networked. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. You've done extremely well in your career. What's the Tower here, Spirit? Yeah, it's something you're overthinking. It's coming from you. It's coming from your own thoughts. Page of Swords. So know the truth here, even if it's from this information here today, that you are very well thought of and you are well networked. And people feel as guided by you as you have hoped. You've made an impact. You're someone who says, I got to do more, I got to do more, I got to do more. And Spirit's saying in this energy here, reflect on how much you've done and be appreciative for that. Yeah. Stop making it out to be more than it is. People do appreciate you. They may not say it 24/7. They may not ever say it. But know that it exists. People have found you to be excellent in your field, an excellent leader. And Spirit's saying to me now, think about how many people have wanted to follow you and follow you blindly or follow you without, a second thought. Of course, you should head this up. Things like that you've heard, focus in on those. There's a lot to celebrate here about your career and how people have responded to you. And maybe, I'm hearing this, maybe there's just a few who have been competitive with you or above your pay grade or wanted to be in your pay grade and were below your pay grade. There's just a few who have given you a hard time or have tried to make light of what all you have accomplished. Those are the ones you're focusing in on. And Spirit is saying, focus in on the majority who have really, really thought a lot of you. Yeah. Nine of Pentacles. You've been a standout and you've done a lot. A lot of your success has been your hard work. But you've turned around and achieved something great in that you've taught others. You've turned around and taught others. You've been a mentor, hierophant out here to others, even if it wasn't provided for you. Yeah, that was very important for you because it wasn't provided for you. You went at that in a healthy way, which was, this wasn't provided for me. I felt a certain way about it. I want to provide it for others rather than this wasn't provided for me, so I'm not going to provide it for others. That would never be a healthy way to go about that. And you never took that stance. And Spirit is acknowledging that. The World in the reverse, where people wanted to take shortcuts, I feel like you never did that. But drop some control here about getting everybody on board, because there's always going to be people that love and dislike you. Okay, that's for all of us across the board. So it's a message of, get comfortable with not everyone's going to like you, and try not to make that so important to you, because that's always going to be the case. That's a no-win to try and achieve that. A majority certainly I see loves you, thinks you're a terrific success. Six of Wands. When they think of victories, they think of you. They think of how their victories are tied to you, that type of thing. You really have a wonderful group of people thinking strong, positive thoughts here about you. Don't worry about the one or two that don't get on board. That could be jealousy, that could be inadequacy. That's on them to figure out, okay? Don't concern yourself with those people and their feelings, because it's out of your hands, okay? It's something about them reflected back to them. The Knight of Pentacles here, yeah, you are everybody's rock, particularly in the office, okay? When a situation arises where people are like, this cannot be done, you find a way and you do it, and you lead the group into success. 7 of Cups. And you've done this multiple times. Yeah, you are a standout in that regard for sure. The Wheel of Fortune. You've changed a lot of people's mojo. You've changed the mojo up in the office. From can't be done to anything is possible. A lot of learning going on, a lot of learning that you provide. Again, I'm feeling big mentor energy here. And coming from the heart. Not doing it for recognition or awards, but doing it just from the heart. Just authentically from the heart, yeah. This will raise you up in all kinds of ways in your life as you raise up others. The kickback of that is times 10, or more. King of Swords, and you're brilliant. No one can deny this. Somebody just needs to hear this, because the environment is so fast or quick moving, or like I said, people don't find the words, or they don't know how to speak to you, or maybe they feel like you're too high on the hierarchy to actually send any kind of message to or talk to. Or maybe, you don't realize this about your personality, but I'm hearing this, that you are kind of standoffish. So people might not feel so comfortable telling you how much you've meant to them, okay? But there's something about cards. You receive some cards, or you're going to receive a team-oriented card that tells you exactly what you have hoped to hear, that you've really made an impact and you really made a difference. And if you don't receive that card, know that this is part of that message too for you to hear. King of Swords, yeah. You can connect the dots. This is work-related as well as people-related. You figure people out quite quickly. You have great instincts, very intuitive on people. You get the downloads. I see that your crown chakra is alive and kicking. So you can size people up pretty well, and you know where to put people as far as what order of business they need to be in charge of so that the group overall can benefit. 10 of Cups. This is your 10 of Cups. You love this. You love leading a group. You love doing what is considered the impossible. Yeah. And this is not only, for many of you, been a situation that brought in your significant other and a family here, but in many cases, your career team members are your family as well, and thought of as such. It's just very harmonious, this energy. But for some reason, you feel like you haven't gotten your flowers, and this message is your flowers, as well as, somebody is putting together, maybe slower than you'd like, something that recognizes you in such a manner to say thank you for your mentorship, thank you for your leadership, thank you for always being there for me, helping me along, networking me along, being well networked, something that is positive, that gives you the nod of being very well networked. And that is something we started out with as being what you're worried about. But we also said that you're focusing in with this 5 of Swords just on a few people who have chosen to be competitive instead of appreciative of everything you've done. And you're focusing on those 1 and 2 when you have hundreds of other people singing your praises, and maybe not outwardly, but certainly love and adore your leadership, okay? So Spirit's saying stop focusing in on the 1 or 2 that are trying to nitpick you, because it's on them. It's how they're feeling about themselves. The Chariot is out here now. it actually fell sideways. So I feel like, the tempo of this is up to you, but don't make yourself crazy over this. Like I see this running wheel in your mind about the negative when there's far, far more positives here. Okay. The pace is up to you here. Slow it down and focus in on the facts, not just the one or two oddities here. Yeah. What else do we have here? Yeah, it's just like a check yourself on this. Check yourself on the facts. 8 of Cups. You feel like maybe groups are formed without you, and how can that be? Because you've been such a model, a role model, and such a model for others. But again, Spirit says you're a little bit standoffish, so people get together a little bit more easy, and also you expect a lot out of people. So that's also why relationships don't form readily. But I'll tell you what, your relationships, because you expect a lot, are much stronger. They're much more productive. Don't worry about, I'm hearing, the groups that you feel like you've been left out of. Even though you're the lead, or you've provided people some opportunities here, and then you feel like you're left out, everything is happening as it should. And these groups that you're not a part of aren't meant for you. You keep on your path, and you'll see that as you look back. And also a reminder to look back and see how that has been the case for you. Different situations you wanted to be a part of. Now look back and say, yeah, was that better that I wasn't a part of that? And I moved on to something more suited towards me. Something like that. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, something more suited towards you, for sure. 3 of Cups. Yeah. Recognition and celebration. You're worried about that? I see it coming through. 2 of Swords. Whether that's in a card, or whether that's in a party, or an opportunity for you to speak. Let's see what the 2 of Swords is here. Lean in on your significant other for this. Your partner, when you're feeling a little bit down or lost, they are there for you. I see that you have a really good partnership with somebody here. And they're the type that's very focused in on you too, and recognize that and appreciate that. Yeah, just a little bit more focus here on your facts, and we've talked about that. Because your mind can race with all these what ifs or possibilities, and I'm seeing it's all fictitious. Everybody believes this about you, except for a few that you've been directed to not focus in on or bother with. You are the ultimate emperor, okay? You are the wise one. You are the one that have created great opportunities for others, changed lives, made a big impression. Yeah. Done so with grace, style, always successful. Always successful. And when you're not, you figure out a plan B. When you hear no, you just think, I haven't convinced you yet. You just keep plodding along until there is victory, until there is success. That's why you have so much success. You're tenacious like that. But you're also really good with people. You bring people along. You help people to also be cultivating a lot of these characteristics and talents that you have. Super strong. Yeah, lots of strength. Have built an incredible foundation. If you are feeling like this resonates, that you are a little bit standoffish, lean into your dynamics, because you're also very dynamic. You can lead a crowd. So, use those skills. That isn't foreign to you. Use those skills in one-on-one relationships as well, because you're very bold. You do the right thing. Yeah, Spirit has nothing but great things to say here. You move a project along, you do it for the right reasons. It can also be very creative in nature. So you got the left and right brain going. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. Yeah, and again, a nod to just being a rock, solid for others, very grounded, very well networked. That's what you're questioning, though. That's the crux of this read. I'm questioning if I'm as networked as I need to be, And I just see the Emperor energy by leaps and bounds here. The most accomplished, emotionally stable, successful card in the deck. Harmony. Beautiful, 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 beautiful read. Let's grab a charm for our Cancer. The bird, yeah. And you have seen a lot of birds in and around your area. Focus in on what the messages are there. A lot of messages coming through. Sometimes they literally come through with birds' actions, or this can be a symbol to be paying attention to the messages that are coming forward. If you're meditating, keeping your, quieting the mind, and I definitely see that would be, that would behoove you to quiet your mind and to stay focused in on all the positives that you have created, all the positives that surround you, and not think on just the one or two negatives that, like I said, are just like envy, jealousy based, things out of your control that say more about that person than you, okay? Don't let your mind race with those thoughts. What else do we have in the way of oracle? An oracle? Goblins. Yeah, this is the shadow side. So I'm getting something in your past you felt left out, or you've always heard you have to do better. Even when you were like valedictorian, top of your class or whatever, top MVP, whatever it may be, you heard somebody say you have to do better. Now you've adopted that voice. Spirit's saying you are sitting pretty, you've worked hard, you've earned this. It's not a matter of working harder. It's a matter of appreciating self and appreciating the surrounding energy that you've created, which is all positive. Thumbs up. That is your message here, Cancer. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. I love reading the comments. Please do give me a thumbs up. That really helps the channel to grow. And if you feel inclined, please do utilize the link below for Buy Me Coffee. That lets me know that the time we've spent here today has been productive for both of us. It's been a win-win. I hope it has been helpful for you. Until next time, Cancer, let's remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Thanks for joining me.